What's happening?
How you doing? My name's Scott,
My name's Raul.
and we did the hamster trail up into Warren, New Hampshire,
From Hollis, New Hampshire.
from
Yeah.
Epping, New Hampshire.
Scott's got a Versys. What year's your Versys?
My Versys is 2018. I bought it with 600 miles on it, and here it is 2020.
Yeah.
I got about 6,000 miles on it.
You got some 50/50 tires on it.
I have the Anarchy Mission Trail Max Dunlop tires. I did some research on them and I liked them.
Yeah.
And they're doing all right.
I'm driving the. I got a new KLR this year. First time I bought a new bike. Woohoo! Put from Hollis. Driving around the last 2 days. Got almost 400 miles on it. So we've been planning this for what? 2 months? Month and a half?
February I booked the campground because they go quick, especially in a long holiday.
Speaking of campground, this is a nice place.
Pine Haven in Wentworth, New Hampshire.
Yeah, you might be able to hear the river in the background, right on the river. So
As far as tenting goes,
it was
it's
a pretty cool spot.
yeah, it's very nice.
No neighbors.
Cheap.
We're down at the end of the last campsite.
Yep, we have the absolute last tent campsite there
it's
is.
absolutely pretty cool.
So we took the hamster all the way from Hollis to, like I said, Warren. Then we came back to Wentworth. And from there, we've just been hitting different dirt roads.
Anything we can find with dirt on it.
We went a log pond out of Warren, New Hampshire. And that was, we got up to the lake, the
Long Lake?
Yeah,
Long Pond or the Long Lake?
Long Pond Lake.
Okay.
And it
That's
was
pretty
closed
cool.
on the other half. We
That
tried
was
to get to Littleton.
That was up like 7,000 feet.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was up there. That's a nice ride, nice road. All the roads around here have been fairly already open. We only came across that one closed road because we were told maybe they need some logging. That's the road that goes across the mountain.
The western part of the White Mountains, which is Long Pond Road, it was closed and they're logging up there. But we also found another one that took us from Wentworth, or Warren took us into Campton, which is a real nice ride. Beautiful.
This afternoon.
Over
that mountain ridge.
That was a nice
Yeah,
ride.
we're in the White Mountain State Forest, so there's a lot of nice views, a lot of mountains. There wasn't a lot of people up here for Memorial Day weekend.
Doesn't seem
The
it.
traffic was really light.
It doesn't seem it. But again, we're not in anywhere that you...
Right, it's not very populated up here, but a lot of people near the water, all the lakes.
There's a AVV trail, not AVV, excuse me,
DVR.
ATV.
Oh, ATV Trail Circuit, yep.
Yeah,
Very
it's-
big.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the UTVs and ATV guys are out, that's for sure. But that seemed pretty boring, dusty and boring, because they got them, they have them, they're watching them. They can only go 20 miles an hour in certain areas.
Yeah.
That's why everybody goes to Mando on the UTVs.
Yeah.
Because up there you can open them up.
Raul did hit the
BDR,
BDR.
a section of it that Bill took me on. That was cool. It was up over a mountain, up to 2,000 feet elevation. And it was just solid pack. Few dips, couple nice berms come off. But the road itself, there was no washouts, there's no mud holes. So the KLR had no problem. I think if it was muddy, it would have been a
What do you think of that KLR? You like it?
Yeah, I love it. I like it. I could sit here and pick it apart and say, I wish it had this, I wish it had that. But when it comes push to shove, it does the job, man. It ate that shit up. I never bothered about it once. The seat, I think maybe just no saddle time, so my butt started to hurt. By the end of today, my cucacoccus, is that right you call it, cucacoccus? was
Your tailbone? Why did you say
tailbone.
tailbone?
My tailbone was starting to feel it. I never had that before on a bike. Let's see, I lost my glasses, I lost all my water bottles, my windshield risers I put off come up loose. So, all stuff we're gearing up for our next trip in July. So now we know.
Though the trail is not hard to do from Hollis to Warren, the hamster trail that is, it does rattle the bike. It's all dirt, it's gravel, you're constantly vibrating away.
So make sure your shit's tied down.
Yeah. Raul lost his tent.
Yeah, lost my tent.
But thank God it hit him in the foot when it fell. Make sure, use a strap that's got some elastic to it. He tied his, and eventually it
just worked its way out.
Worked its way out.
What else happened? Oh, my tool tube I bought from Amazon. The freaking tools knocked the bottom out.
And remember
I said that? Oh, I heard ting, ting, ting. What was that? I went out and looked.
Is that what it was?
That was it. The whole toolkit's gone.
Did you lose them?
Yeah, gone.
Ah, Jesus. Yeah, so there are things.
The hole right in the bottom.
We definitely did this as cheap as possible because we're just two working guys. So we buy stuff that looks good, might not be good.
Yeah.
And so it's lesson learned.
Yeah, hit or miss sometimes.
We have a lot of fun. In July, we have something going on.
Yeah.
We'll be up in Littleton.
We're going for the big trek. A week
out
in the woods, riding the bikes around.
We're going to be in Littleton, New Hampshire at the end of July. And we're going to bring up the bikes. We're not going to drive them up. We're going to trailer them up.
We learned our lessons. We don't have that iron butt.
Yeah. And we're going to try to get from Littleton and see if we can get to Pittsburgh,
yeah, and then cross Maine over to Moosehead Lake.
Well, we're going to load the bikes back up and then go to Maine.
Yeah.
And there's a trail there.
There's a bunch of trails on Onyx. I use Onyx. So Onyx has got a trail, and I'm sure Onyx doesn't cover all the little trails. They don't cover all the Class 4 roads, so I'm sure there's a ton of Class 4 roads. Look at the map, and it looks like you're just in the middle of this giant forest. But I think we start drilling down, we'll find some cool stuff to look at.
We just hitting anything to do with dirt, something the locals know. I know we were in Bernard, Vermont last year, and we were on it was a side-by-side, but they must have been tiny. It was a four-wheeler road, really.
Yeah, they call it a double track.
Double track.
Yeah, but there was nobody up there. We didn't see one UTV.
We did see one person. There's a guy sitting on the side eating a sandwich, and I had to circle around and ask him what he was doing. And he was on that trail, the
Appalachian Trail.
Appalachian Trail.
It goes right through that. Well, even we saw the Appalachian Trail up there too.
Yeah.
So it goes. It cuts through the White Mountains.
It's all over the place, and you will see people. They're very, very nice people.
Yeah, they're on a mission.
Kind of like we are. We're just trying to hit dirt.
We're just looking for the longest dirt road we can find.
And at the same time, not getting killed. Not killing the bikes.
No police, no hassles. That hamster trail, it was. We were all a little nervous because, what's it gonna,
Oh, we heard it was wet. The last information I got, it was soaked up there.
Yeah.
So and it was dry as can be, and the weather was dry and just nice.
We were very respectful to the neighborhoods. It goes through a lot of neighborhoods. A lot of people on these Class 4 roads off the beaten path.
And some of the people own some of that road.
Yeah, they own the road, so you got to be really respectful.
Absolutely.
To a lot of people walking their dogs, a lot of older people out walking the roads.
And they probably own half the forest.
Yeah, there's a little bit of traffic sometimes. And so we try to be just putting along, not raising any hell. And being respectful when we see people walking their dogs and slowing down and giving them the right of way and that kind of thing. So.
But it's just interesting. You come across beautiful homes.
Oh, yeah.
And you come across trailer homes. But anyone we ever met, even in Bernard, we had a guy take a picture of us.
Yeah.
Everyone we meet, they're very kind.
Very love the motorcycles.
Yep. They, again, we do everything on a budget. And here we are.
Yeah.
If you have any suggestions on what you have brought, or what dry goods you may have brought if you want to be self-contained, or anything like that,
we thought we packed a little heavy, huh?
We packed a little heavy, but this was to find out what we really needed.
Scott bought a waterbed because he didn't want to sleep on the
I
ground.
do not have a waterbed. Raul bought a military tent. He slept outside last night. He's 6'2". All right, I was in the Marines, and I told him I bought one, and I said no, I returned it. It's too small.
Come on. You're only sleeping on the ground. We need a freaking chalet, hotel, motel, Holiday Inn.
You know what? I need a chalet. Okay.
So yeah, Scott brought some grass, his air mattress, a memory foam.
It's not an air mattress. I do not have memory foam, but I do have a good deal going on. But I will tell you this. A lot of this has to do with, at one point in the next couple of years, we're going to do a big ride.
Yeah.
And we're just getting prepped for it. And we'd like you guys to follow along.
Like a good 10-day, take 10 days off and do the Northeast BDR.
Something like that, or even going down to Nevada.
Yeah, go down there, hook up with those guys.
And do something
They're
like
all
that.
going to laugh at us running our little bikes, though. They're driving their big 1200s.
Yeah, well, you know what? It is what it is.
We
don't have that kind of money. I'll be honest with you. But we do have a good time.
BMW will let us borrow a couple bikes.
Well, our food's almost ready.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, it was a fun weekend.
If
a lot of memories.
anyone has any ideas or something they've done or tied to their bike or welded to their bike, I do know my Versey's, I have a 300X.
Yeah.
And probably will change out some of the springs in it, the front end.
Yeah.
I do bottom out. I do swim a little in the front. That might have to do with my tire.
Yeah.
But I think I'll do some work to it. Love the bike. I'm only 5'5".
The platform works. You just got to get yourself a little more suspension. It'll be night and day.
He's 6'2". He can ride the big bikes. I'm 5'5". The Versey's, I'm still, it's a little tough to touch on the ground.
He's 5'3" in heels.
And I really don't like this guy. I only go with him because he's a mechanic. He actually works on my bike.
That's it.
All right, good night, everyone.
10-4.